Jessica, you have the keys, yeah? Yeah. I can bring in a key. And then which is ours?
Voilà. Bonjour à tous et merci de nous retrouver en direct depuis Shanghai. Nous nous trouvons actuellement sur le Bund avec cette vue que vous connaissez sans doute et nous nous trouvons actuellement sur une terrasse qui n'est normalement pas ouverte au public pour une visite exclusive d'un emblème du Shanghai des années 30 et un monument de l'art déco. Je parle du Fairmont Peace Hotel ou Hôtel de la Paix de la chaîne Fairmont. Alors pour nous faire visiter aujourd'hui, Jack Ma Lyons, la manager de l'hôtel, nous accueille et nous donne un petit tour d'horizon de l'histoire de cet hôtel. Hello, thank you.
Thank you very much for having us.
Yes. So, where do we start?
Well, this hotel was built originally in 1929. It's one of the oldest hotels in Shanghai. It was originally called the Cathay Hotel and then changed its name to the Peace Hotel in 1956 and the Fairmont Peace Hotel in 2010.
Okay, should we go in?
Yes, let me show you the way.
Alors cet hôtel, pour vous donner une traduction rapide, a été construit dans les années 1929, a été acheté en 1929. Actuellement dans découvrir sa suite. So this penthouse, it was Victor Sassoon's apartment before.
Yes, the Sassoon suite that we're going to go to, it was his apartment. And here on the 11th floor we had his dining room and obviously the rooftop to take in the view. And his apartment was quite spacious, 278 square meters, so quite spacious. And this building was originally offices as well as hotel rooms, as well as a retail space, as you will see when we go back down to the lobby level.
Oui, donc en fait, cette salle accueillait auparavant un restaurant ou en fait plutôt sa salle à manger. Et en fait, nous sommes actuellement au 11e étage et nous descendons à présent au 10e étage pour aller dans ses appartements. Alors, so what style is this building?
This building is very much Art Deco. We are still one of the signatures of Shanghai in terms of Art Deco as well as on the band. And as you will see, the lifts are still very much of the time.
Yeah,
they were beautifully restored.
C'est tellement joli.
Lot of the Art Deco features and also the size. It's very common of the time, but this building was one of the first buildings to have elevators at the time.
Oh, I have to... Oui, d'accord.
Okay. Sorry.
Donc là, nous rentrons actuellement dans l'ancien appartement de Victor Sassoon, l'homme richissime qui a fait construire cet hôtel magnifique. Il habitait ces quartiers-là à l'époque et aujourd'hui c'est devenu la suite présidentielle de cet hôtel.
And this is just a picture of our founder, Victor Sassoon, and the lady to the right became his bride when they retreated back to the Bahamas in the 1950s. However, she was his nurse at the time whilst they were in Shanghai.
Donc ça c'est le portrait du fameux Victor Sassoon qui a créé cet hôtel.
So this room is designed very much in the English style, as you can see, with a lot of wood paneling, and was completely restored when the hotel was closed between 2007 and 2010, bringing back all the wood features and the flooring, as you can see, with the parquet.
Et donc cet hôtel a été restauré entre 2007 et 2010 pour l'exposition universelle de Shanghai.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Est-ce qu'il a accueilli un événement? Was any event hosted here at the time of that universal exposition?
We've had lots of different events over the time. The hotel and the building itself, because of its sort of stature, has lent itself to several things over the years, both from retail hospitality point of view, as well as for films. We've had an awful lot of films made in this hotel.
Beaucoup de films ont été tournés ici.
Yes, because it lends itself both to thrillers, to romance. The decor is very elegant, not dated.
There's something of Orient Express here.
Yes, yes, very similar. And a lot of it is, you know, there's some Chinese elements attached to it, but again, it can be quite Western.
Ce décor se prête aussi bien aux films chinois que occidentaux, puisqu'en fait le décor peut aussi bien s'adapter au style et à cette touche anglaise, qui est un peu l'Orient Express.
Modernized throughout the hotel was the bathroom. The bathroom was the only thing that was changed during the time of the renovation. Otherwise, the West was restored to have modern amenity of a jacuzzi that you wouldn't have obviously had in the 1920s.
It's quite lavish.
Yes. So this hotel was one of the first with running water, elevators, telephones. So from that point of view, for a lot of people who are setting films of those old times, it was considered very elegant and has carried through to today.
Yes. Cet hôtel fait partie des premiers hôtels de la ville à avoir eu l'eau courante ou des ascenseurs, quelque chose qui nous semble commun aujourd'hui, mais qui à l'époque était vraiment le signe d'un propriétaire ou d'un constructeur visionnaire. D'eau, que l'eau courante venait d'une source d'eau d'un puits qui n'était pas loin.
Yes, that's absolutely correct.
Et donc d'ici, on peut voir cette magnifique vue du Bund.
Well, yes, and this window itself has lent itself to many fashion shoots with many film stars and actresses and actors. We even had Amanda Dietrich here for the Elle magazine just recently. We've had many Chinese actors and actresses that have been featured both for film premieres or for magazine shoots, modeling shoots. So, and this window has been one of the backdrops that's been used quite regularly.
Oui, cette fenêtre elle-même est simplement légendaire. Elle a servi à de nombreux fashion shoots et bien sûr pour toutes sortes de photos de mode et de photos de célébrités. C'est difficile d'avoir une meilleure vue que ça à Shanghai.
Yes. Well, at the time, he looked out at all his ships and things because he was a lot in trading in those days. But now we have the beautiful view of Pudong. So, and how it has manifested.
Oui, auparavant, cette partie de Shanghai était un marais. C'est ce que vous avez dit.
That's absolutely it. Originally, when it was just a shipping, and the Pudong as we know it today was very much a farming and swamp area. It was nothing like we see today.
Oui, à l'époque, en fait, ce qu'on voit à présent aujourd'hui, c'est le quartier de Pudong de Shanghai, de l'autre côté de la rivière Huangpu. Et en fait, à l'époque, ce quartier n'était absolument pas construit, c'était très agricole. Mais à l'époque de Victor Sassoon, il pouvait déjà d'ici, de cette fenêtre même, regarder ces bateaux, puisque c'était un homme britannique qui était dans le commerce maritime. Donc, il pouvait admirer son commerce d'en haut.
Yes, absolutely. So let me take you to show you some other parts of the hotel.
C'est magnifique. Cet intérieur est entièrement en bois.
Yes, and completely restored, including the floor. Some parts of the floor needed to be replaced because they just couldn't be repaired, as you see just in this little bit here. But otherwise completely restored.
D'accord. Donc toute cette partie en bois, toute la boiserie ici a été refaite au moment donc, de l'exposition universelle de Shanghai entre 2007 et 2010. Et il faut savoir que cet hôtel, là nous sommes dans le bâtiment nord.
Yes, absolutely.
Ce bâtiment nord a presque 90 ans.
Yes. Next year we will celebrate our 90th, so it's going to be very special.
Yeah, happy birthday. Maybe we'll come back for it. It's beautiful.
Yes, I hope so. Yes. We'll just show you where our Chinese restaurant, and again it was something that was beautifully restored.
Donc, ce restaurant, nous allons à présent dans un célèbre restaurant chinois de la tour nord de l'hôtel de la Paix. Is it all?
Yes, the Chinese restaurant has been from the very beginning, and when you see it, you will see some of the beautiful architecture, and it's just lent itself to some of the films that have also been made in the hotel, such as Shanghai Triad with Gong Li and some famous actors and actresses.
Également un lieu de tournage de très célèbres films et il s'appelle le Dragon Phoenix.
Dragon Phoenix.
Voilà, le phénix dragon.
Yes, because of the ceiling. This restaurant was completely restored because during the Cultural Revolution, as you can see, it's quite decorative, both the ceilings and the red lacquer pillars. Luckily, the staff of the time covered everything. So it was beautifully preserved, and it was only during the time of renovation that they rediscovered the whole building and then tried to match the color as best they could.
Tout à fait. Donc en fait, pendant ce restaurant très connu est appelé le Dragon Phoenix à cause notamment des plafonds qui possèdent donc des dragons et des phénix, des grands symboles de pouvoir chinois. Et en fait, ces plafonds ont été préservés durant la Révolution culturelle parce qu'ils ont été masqués par les employés de l'hôtel au moment de la restauration. Ils ont été découverts et c'est pour ça et c'est ainsi qu'on peut garder cette qualité en fait aujourd'hui.
So let me show you some of the other parts of the building that were very well known for. One of them is our Lalique corridor. You know Lalique glass, obviously from France originally. Our owners, Victor Sassoon, had great vision. So these lights, again, featuring a lot of birds, and this corridor is known today as the Lalique corridor and has also been a feature because of a lot of the Art Deco. It's very timeless, so has also been featured in many films, this part of the hotel.
Donc nous nous trouvons actuellement dans le couloir dit le couloir Lalique, du nom de la grande marque française de verrerie. Et donc toutes ces lampes, en fait, ces lampes ont été commandées par Victor Sassoon aux artistes de Lalique. So these lamps are also originals?
Yes, 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 yes.
Ces lampes sont originales. Ces lampes sont originales, elles ont presque 100 ans aujourd'hui.
So, and they're one of the few features that are still left in the hotel that are very much original, as well as the floor. So this was the piece hall, known effectively like the ballroom, and it's very famous because it has a sprung dance floor. So yes, so if you wear your high heel shoes all night, you don't get tired dancing.
That's amazing. Okay, this is something I have to translate. Okay. Donc nous nous trouvons actuellement dans la salle de bal de ce magnifique hôtel. Et la nouveauté technologique de cet endroit, c'est qu'en fait, le sol est rebondissant. En fait, il y a...
like a bounce. It's a sprung dance floor.
But is there something underneath?
No, there's no nails. Everything is just with a spring. So the wood is balanced by springs.
D'accord. Il y a littéralement des ressorts en dessous de ces planches en bois à la place des clous traditionnels pour fixer les planches de parquet, ce qui fait que si on danse toute la nuit avec des talons hauts sur ce sol, nos pieds ne seront pas fatigués parce qu'en fait, ils rebondissent naturellement. C'est incroyable.
No, it's really amazing. And there were originally, I think, 3 or 4 in Shanghai at the time in the 1930s, and we are the only one left.
C'est le seul restant. Oui, c'est le seul restant. C'est le seul, comment dire, c'est le seul dance floor rebondissant restant de Shanghai. C'est magnifique et extrêmement inventif.
Yes, yes, and it really is quite unique at this point, and it makes for parties. And this room, as you can see itself, is very much Art Deco, and it really lends itself to very much social parties. We have a lot of Great Gatsby type themed parties, as you can imagine, and again, it doesn't take much enhancement to give the look and feel, and we've had many parties. And
I was just thinking that le film Le Great Gatsby aurait dû être filmé ici.
Yes, exactly, and it's a lot of parties are based around that theme, or 1920s, because it doesn't require too much additional decor.
Oui. Mais c'est incroyable, un sol rebondissant comme ça. Est-ce qu'aujourd'hui, on peut encore en construire?
It's actually very, very difficult. You can, but it's extremely difficult. So our engineering team are constantly challenged at repairing it because it was not designed to have the weight that we sometimes bring in now with all our big LED screens, etc., that we like to have. this floor cannot support too much of this. So occasionally one small little plank might get broken, and it's definitely a challenge. But to install this flooring now, I think people think it's too prohibitively expensive, so hence we just go with the ordinary.
Joli. Donc les ingénieurs de l'hôtel doivent encore, aujourd'hui, connaissent encore, pour les ingénieurs de l'hôtel, ce sol représente encore un défi, c'est-à-dire que toute la technologie et tout le progrès qui est venu depuis cette époque-là n'ont pas surpassé la technicité de ce sol qui est une prouesse, vraiment, une prouesse magnifique.
Well, let me show you some other parts of the building that are also considered very unique.
Et donc, ces glaces laliques, est-ce que pour les faire réparer, est-ce qu'il y en a qui sont cassées? Est-ce que pour leur entretien?
They were actually more lalique pieces throughout the hotel, and some of them, obviously, as you can imagine, over 90 years, or almost 90 years, have been damaged. Yes, so some have been, because there were more of them in the hotel, they have been used to replace some of these, and they will continue to be used to replace some of these, because it's not anybody's fault necessarily, but they do get damaged from time to time with people passing, or because, as you can see, the piece hall is a party room, so people going in and out without meaning to can sometimes bump too aggressively against one. Yes.
And so, what brought you to this place? Was it the reputation, the aura?
Yes, the reputation and the aura. And I have always worked for Grand Dame hotels. Yeah. So when I was in London, I worked in the Savoy and in Claridge's, which are very similar Art Deco hotel, that also had lots of stories and lots of attractions. So yes, and I feel this is the Grand Dame of Shanghai.
Jacques-Marie ici a toujours été passionné par les hôtels avec ce type d'architecture art déco. I also read that it was called English Gothic. What does it mean?
Well, I think it's because part of the design in some parts of the hotel, some of the rooms have very English, because our founder, Victor Sassoon, he was born in Baghdad, an Indian Jew, but he had gone to school and been educated in both Harrow and the Cambridge in the UK, so he was a little bit of an international bump himself. And when he originally came to Shanghai, he was very keen to have all the nations that had helped his family, so hence why we have these 9-nation suites that are very unique to the hotel. And this was the original part of the house. So when this building was originally designed in 1929, the first part of the building had already been here in 1928. Yeah. So this was the original entrance into the house.
Ça c'était l'entrée à l'époque de cette maison.
But now, obviously, with the way the traffic situation has moved, and also we have a feng shui saying in China that the river now curls exactly opposite this door.
So we don't want it in
and
front
this
of the
is
door.
not a good luck. Yes.
Pour des raisons de feng shui, pour respecter certaines lois du feng shui qui pourraient apporter de bons auspices, en fait, cette entrée qui est l'entrée originale de ce bâtiment a été fermée parce que la rivière forme une boucle juste devant la porte, que donc ce n'est pas de bon augure.
Yes, they feel the money will go round and go out. And so it's not a good thing. So, but yes, this staircase has been used. This is part of what we call the original Sassoon house. So this is where we had many actors in those days staying, and such as, originally this hotel always attracted the High Line, because when Victor Sassoon arrived in Shanghai, because he was a Jew, initially he was a little bit ostracized, so he decided to create his own society. And very quickly he managed to do that. He had, all those years ago, he attracted people like Marlene Dietrich, like Charlie Chaplin, many, many stars from all over the world, both UK
Charlie Chaplin est déjà venu ici.
So yes, so we have lots of photos with Charlie Chaplin on the stairs, Noel Coward, who's a famous English playwright, he wrote Private Lives here. So we've had quite a lot of very famous from all those years ago, and we continue to attract a lot of actors and actresses. we've had, as you can see, this corridor shows some of the films that have been made in the hotel. Some are more famous than others because some were produced by Chinese producers, and some were obviously international, like Emperor of the Sun by Steven Spielberg. And so we've had many, many. And so this brings it to life for sort of the modern person visiting the hotel, so that they don't just think it's an old building, so that they can see why it's such an attraction even for the 90 years that it's sprung.
De nombreuses personnalités de la haute société de l'époque sont passées par cet hôtel et ils étaient notamment attirés, bon, bien sûr, par le luxe, par tout ce faste, par toute cette ambiance, cette technologie, mais également par Victor Sassoon lui-même, qui était un personnage lui-même très excentrique en quelque sorte. Et il était d'origine irakienne. Il est né en Irak, mais il a été éduqué dans les grandes universités britanniques, à Cambridge par exemple, et arrivant ici à Shanghai, il s'est trouvé un peu isolé et a recréé ici la société la plus sophistiquée, la plus internationale qu'il pouvait.
Yes, no, absolutely. And I think it still remains that today. And that's why, you know, particularly for films and for fashion shoots, a lot of people like it because it's very, it suits all types. It suits thrillers, it suits romances, it suits, you know, spy mystery films. Recently in 2012 and 13 we had several, and this year again we had Gongling return again for a new movie that will be shown, I think will be aired next year if I'm not mistaken. But it was shot again along this corridor using the rooftop, some of the rooms I've showed you, as well as our entrance here, because it's the most recent film that she appeared in was to do with 1941 and the Japanese occupation.
Pas plus tard que cette année, un autre film de cinéma a été tourné ici. Il sortira l'année prochaine en salle. Et j'ai entendu dire que le bar de jazz avait lui-même...
Its own film.
Yeah.
I would love to be able to show you the space. Because this door itself was used in the Silent War film that was shot in 2000 or aired in 2013.
Cette porte apparaît dans La Guerre silencieuse.
And they donated the door to the hotel after the film. And most recently, last week, we had a cultural exhibition in the hotel, just the start of us bringing to life once again and showing off our Art Deco. We worked with the Wampo Tourism Bureau, and we shared the film of the silent, and so it brought the life back to the hotel, which was very nice for all the audience included.
Donc ce film, La Guerre silencieuse, a été projeté il n'y a pas longtemps ici. Après le tournage du film dans les lieux, l'équipe a offert cette porte que nous venons de voir, qui est assez emblématique, à l'hôtel. Et donc aujourd'hui, l'histoire de l'hôtel se crée encore et se renouvelle encore en fait. Il ne s'agit pas d'un vieux bâtiment du tout.
Yeah. So this part of the hotel, which is our atrium, tells a little bit about the story, as I was explaining to you about the Sassoon house in the first picture, the smaller house in between, and then you show the skyscraper of the time, because our building was the skyscraper of the time in 1929, and we're still very much a beacon within the band.
Oui, à l'époque, comme on peut le voir sur les gravures que l'on voit ici dans cette galerie au mur, à l'époque, en fait, cette tour qui n'est que 77 mètres de haut, cette tour qui ne fait que 77 mètres de haut était la plus haute de Shanghai et en fait un phare sur la rivière Huangpu pour les bateaux, pour tout le monde au final. C'était juste le bâtiment le plus haut de la ville.
Yes. And this at the time, that's why our building is like a V shape after Victor. And the streets were more popular because at that time you were looking at the river, which was a trading river, and a swamp. Pudong wasn't. So most of our rooms actually face the streets. And so hence we are showing you the street view too. Yes. And this atrium has been beautifully restored. And the...
Are we under the pyramid right now? Or is this like...
No. It's on the opposite side.
Okay.
Yeah. So yes, but this part was not open to the public from 1956 to 2010. And it was only when the hotel was restored that this was reincorporated into the hotel.
Oui, cette partie de l'hôtel n'est ouverte au public que depuis 2010. Avant la restauration, c'est une partie privée. Il faut savoir que cet hôtel a une forme de V vue du ciel. une forme de V du nom de Victor Sassoon qui qui a donc construit cet hôtel dans la forme de son initiale, donc Victor, enfin V pour Victor.
And if you take an aerial view of Shanghai, there's a building very close to us called the Embankment Building, and it's shaped in an S. So if you take a helicopter ride or a drone in Shanghai, you will see that actually he was very vain in those days. He had two buildings with VS, yes, his initials.
Donc en réalité, si on prend une photo aujourd'hui vue du ciel de cet endroit, eh bien, on peut tout simplement voir écrit dans les bâtiments, dans les rues de Shanghai, VS pour Victor Sassoon. Il avait deux bâtiments pour écrire ses initiales dans la ville.
Yes, he was a real estate tycoon in those days. Yes.
Oui, parce que c'était un magnat de l'immobilier et donc un grand businessman. Il a vraiment laissé sa trace. C'est un peu comme une Trump Tower.
Yes,
mais
absolutely. Yes. It was something, but I think it's something that may last a little bit longer than the Trump Tower. Time will tell, I guess. This was our. Just to introduce you, this was the poster of the film that was made of our jazz band. Our jazz band have been together since 1985. There are 6 members, exactly, and they have been playing together for all those years, and they are now the average age of about 82, because those that were the apprentices play a second set. So we have unfortunately lost one band member, as you can imagine with the age, but they are quite unique. They come every day at 4 o'clock to practice, and they play from 6:30 in the evening to 9:30 every day. They take one day off, rotating between them.
What's the name of the band?
They're just literally known as the Old Jazz Band.
Ok, donc nous arrivons à présent, ici c'est le mur, si vous voulez, le mur des coupures d'articles qui concernent donc le groupe de jazz très très connu de cet hôtel qui sont là depuis les débuts. Ces 6 membres ont en moyenne aujourd'hui 82 ans et donc ils viennent tous les jours répéter à 4 heures de l'après-midi et tous les soirs jouent 2 sets. Joue 2 sets de jazz depuis les années 30, ce qui est tout de même une longévité incroyable. Et ils sont connus sous le nom de Old Jazz Band ou vieux groupe de jazz. Et plusieurs films donc leur ont été consacrés, très connus.
The documentary that was made about them was simply because a gentleman from Germany, Ule Kuring, came and visited, and he was so impressed with their performance that he chose to return to the Netherlands, included them in the jazz festival in the Netherlands, and then made a documentary about their life and how they contributed to bringing jazz and remaining jazz alive all those years.
So they are
in the evenings from 6:30 to
book a
midnight,
table.
ideally from 8 o'clock. Yes, and here in the evening we play the film as a background, so that if people are interested, that they can obviously download.
Original de l'époque?
Yes, it's been completely restored. It was originally known as the Horse and Hound.
Était fan de courses en tout genre, et notamment de courses de chevaux et de courses de lévriers.
Yes, and then this was our Jasmine Lounge where we used to have tea dances. So this is again one of the parts of the building that was completely restored because it has a lot of Art Deco features. And this entrance here, because the stained glass windows above it still have the Cathay Hotel. So for a lot of films, again, photo shoots with models or very famous actresses, they also use this space because again, it can be suited for Chinese films, but more importantly, it can be suited for Chinese films that are supposed to be set in Europe because it has a lot of Art Deco features similar to what we would see in Europe.
Encore une fois, nous nous trouvons à présent dans le Jasmine Lounge ou le salon de thé du jasmin. Et cet endroit qui porte encore des verreries originales de l'époque, porte encore l'ancien nom de l'hôtel qui s'appelait alors le Cathay Hotel. Et pour des films chinois qui sont censés se passer en Europe, en fait, cette salle, de par l'authenticité de ses décorations et de son style européen, est encore utilisée.
Yes. So this is where we had earlier this year. This was used as a reception area for a hotel arriving again with Gong Li and Thomas Wycliffe, one of the actors who used to be in Game of Thrones. So I expected Gong Li to attract a lot of recognition, but actually he seemed to be more famous with the Chinese, the young Chinese, yes, with the young Chinese than Gong Li herself. So it was interesting. So we do tea dances here on a Saturday. We have people dancing like you would have in the 1920s, celebrating with champagne and afternoon tea, as you would expect in those days.
So do they rent it or is it?
No, it's done by the hotel, and here there's a dance floor for everybody to dance, and it's amazing how many people actually do get up to dance in the middle of the afternoon. Yes.
Mais pour danser, quel genre de danse? Du swing ou est-ce que c'est traditionnel?
A little bit swing and a little bit of almost ballroom type dancing. Yeah.
Donc de nos jours, il y a encore des réceptions ici les samedis après-midi où on peut danser le swing comme au temps des années folles. Donc encore une vie locale.
Yeah. So we've had a few swing dances here as well in this space because it's becoming more and more fashionable again, even with all the younger generation. It's having a relive, yes. And an awful lot of Chinese are exceptionally good at it. Really, really good. And so, yes.
And so now, what's the next stage of our visit?
Well, the next stage of the visit is that I was going to take you back to our lobby, and I can show you our entrances. And,
right. And I heard that this hotel actually is the only hotel in China who got the award for a Grand Hotel from the World Hotel Association.
Yes, we will. Well, we have been very lucky that we have won several awards over the various years. We have also been recognized both from a Chinese perspective as well as for the international. We won Condé Nast awards of the best hotel were from the readers, which is also good. So we've had quite a lot of recognition over the many years that it has been in existence.
Donc cet hôtel a remporté de très nombreuses récompenses au cours de ces nombreuses années d'existence, presque 100 ans aujourd'hui. Il a notamment, il est le seul hôtel en Chine à avoir remporté le titre de des mondiales des hôtels.
Yes.
So here we are, et donc voilà, donc here we are for our live. I think you've given us so many interesting information about this hotel. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you very much for including us.
Et voilà, c'est tout pour notre visite de l'hôtel de la Paix ici à Shanghai, qui a décidément gardé tout de la splendeur du Shanghai des années 30. À bientôt sur CGTN Français.